Hello. Episode 1, Nightmare of Eden. A story which, as with almost everything this season, I don't know particularly well. I remember in the book. I remember the cover of the book. So I've never seen this before.
Oh, is there a book for this? Have you got the book for this one?
Of course I've got the book for this one.
Get Humphrey to read this one then.
Okay, well, we'll do.
That.
Right. So, let's do the good. Drugs in Doctor Who. Is this the first time we've ever had?
Surely not.
I can't think of another time that so explicitly we've had narcotics being a major part of Doctor Who. And it was quite good, actually, because my first... I had a vague recollection, but Lib said, he's stoned at the start. And he was stoned at the start. It's nice when the man in a rubber suit turns out to be a man in a rubber suit, as opposed to anything else. So that's quite cool. I mean, the premise of the two ships fitting together, that's quite cool. What else is quite cool here? Oh, I like...
Nazi scientist?
The Nazi scientist. I hadn't made that connection, but now you said...
Nasty.
Oh, the Nazi... Not the Nazi scientist.
Nasty.
The nasty... Do you think he's nasty?
Oh, he's keeping all the things like a little personal zoo.
Yes, so the little personal zoo. I like the fact that what essentially we've got is a television in a television programme. That seems to be... Obviously, it's somewhat more than that, as the Romana's part of the cliffhanger would suggest, but nonetheless, I do like that. I like it when Doctor Who plays with things like that. Like at the start, the one good bit in the Armageddon Factor, where the opening shot of the Armageddon Factor is like the video, the film, which is also a Bob Baker and Dave Martin story, isn't it? Isn't that the case? Which leads me on to the bad. So it's a Bob Baker story. Okay. But we mustn't prejudge, because all things could work out for us here.
I like the story so far.
Do you?
Yeah, I bought into it.
Okay.
I like the captain of the ship.
But we'd started a Doctor Who story talking about insurance.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
It didn't feel like it was played properly then to me.
Did to me, just
Yeah.
like the mundane. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't always be like.
Sorry.
I mean, he's responded to a mayday because there's been a crash. Like, it doesn't always have to be a mayday because it's a cataclysmic,
Yeah.
planet-wide disaster.
That's fair. Yeah, okay, that's fair. It's a different take. And I like the Doctor getting out of the TARDIS and talking about he's best at interfering. That's what he does. So yeah, I suppose that this sort of slow build, that's quite cool. But all of this pales into significance when we see the creature at the end. Now, I know what this creature is called. Do you want to know what this creature is called? It's called a mandrill.
Oh.
Yeah.
Isn't a mandrill a monkey?
Well, it's a cheeky monkey then, popping his head through that wall and kind of going, "Oh, I'm a mandrill." Yeah. I mean, suspension of disbelief is one thing, but my gosh. So...
But now have we got a threat on three different areas?
What's the threat on 3 different areas?
Well, we've got the mandrill.
The mandrill.
Who's like a cheeky...
Cheeky monkey popping through a wall.
We've got presumably some sort of pathogen that's passed from Eden.
Yeah, the high quality insect or pathogen special effect that has got Romana and made her fall over.
And then there is also the drug use. I'm sure that at least 2 of these will be related to narcotic fungi.
Yeah, narcotic fungus. I don't know, I'm worried about this one.
I'm not, I think it's going to be great. How many parts is it?
This is a 4-parter.
Oh.
Why?
I mean, it's got a lot of action in the first episode.
Well, it's all going to kick off, isn't it? Anyway, an interesting experience tonight.
Interesting to see how the pace is.
Yeah. Do you know the other thing I've got to say before we finish? City of Death, I think, is one of the classiest Doctor Who episodes of all time. And I thought that Creature from the Pit, although in terms of production value is nowhere near as classy, had a sort of charm to it. It had a sort of...
They blew the budget on going to Paris.
Yeah, this is all creaky. I mean, you said all the seats in the spaceship. I didn't notice, but they're all office chairs.
That had not been matched together.
Yeah. I quite like the setting at the start, which completely got lost about it being like a holiday thing, which gets picked up in Midnight, doesn't it, with David Tennant, and that's class.
Space tourism.
Yeah, I quite... There's things in this that should be brilliant. Oh, well, we should see what happens next time. Farewell. Bye-bye.